Thank you. Over the last several weeks following the May 4th elections, the attention of this city has shifted from one of looking at what was the issues that we were facing to looking at who was going to be the next mayor and vice mayor. Like you, I too had these questions cross my mind as to how we will come together, one, reacting to what had just happened in the election, and two, how to respond to what our citizens expressed regarding the way many felt we were performing our jobs. These last few weeks have been challenging, to say the least, because I've pondered what would be the best directions for the city to achieve the ultimate goal of long-term viability. It has been my practice to review each situation with a critical eye, as well as reach out to folks on both sides of an opinion. Now, I've made my decision based upon what I feel would help the city move forward. I do so, in doing so, I think the time has come for a bit of power sharing within our city. Our city has become very divided over the last couple of years in decisions that have been made that I have been in the majority with those decisions, and our citizens have come on two different sides of those, and I think it's time for those within one particular feeling having a say within the leadership, and those on the other sides of that issue to have a say in the leadership as well, so that no person in this city feels that their voices are not heard. I plan to support Mr. Baruch for the mayor position. This decision has been made contrary to what some comments have been said about me making backroom deals, claiming that I am doing this because I want to be vice mayor. On the contrary, those of you who have been involved in the city for many years know full well the tradition, what have been the past, what's happened with vice mayors in the city. Vice mayors have traditionally lost their re-election when they are sitting vice mayors. I have no desire, and I entertain looking at the vice mayor position because I felt, win, lose, or draw, I would be a good person with leadership skills to do that position, not because of me with a dying desire to be vice mayor, as some people have said. That's why I'm doing this. I will admit right now that Mr. Baruch and I have not always agreed on every position. As a matter of fact, quite frankly, we've not agreed on very much at all. But in that time that we've served on the council for the last 2 years, we have had conversations with one another whenever there's been a major issue before this council. We've talked about those issues. We've debated back and forth about those issues. There have been times that we have reached agreement, and most of the time we are on the other side still. But by having that opportunity to dialogue with him and getting to know him, there's no question in my mind that he will be open to that. And I have had many talks with him over the last couple of weeks as I've been debating of where my position would be on voting for mayor. And I've come to that realization. I believe Mr. Baruch will do what's best for the city. And again, with the power sharing, Mr. Baruch would be a person who would, with that, as well as another person within the vice mayor's position of different affiliations and allegiances, would make sure that all voices are heard. I truly respect Ron and what he has done over the years that he has served on the school board here in Falls Church and as well as other places. And I'm sure we share quite a few positions on education and other things that we probably share those type of positions on, and look forward to working with him over the next 18 months. But I do feel I am doing what in my heart is what's going to be the best to help bring our city two factions together and make our city whole again. And I want to take a moment of personal privilege right now to talk a little bit about what I kind of mentioned. Over the last 2 weeks, I have been personally attacked. I have been called out saying that I'm moving forward with doing this because of personal ambitions to run for higher offices. I want to respond to those here in public right now that has never been my intentions. I serve on city council, and I've served my entire life of being involved in public service because I want to make where I live a better community, not because of my involvement in any particular thoughts of running for higher office. These two articles right here in the paper personally attack me and my integrity, and I will not sit here and stand for any more of my personal integrity being attacked. I do this job because I want to, and I want to make this city a better community. So if anyone who actually knows me knows full well my decision making is for what's best for this city. Over the next 18 months, it will be an important time for our community to come together. I still stand strong and firm with CBC, but over the next 18 months, CBC has to do some soul searching to make sure that they continue to be a relevant part of this conversation. At this point, there are those within the organization who, if you fall out of line with what they want you to do, you are attacked and your name is dragged through the mud. CBC has a tradition that they say they do not tell council members once they endorse them as qualified candidates what their votes should be. But trust, when you fall out of line, there are those who feel the necessity to knock you back in line because you've not done what they felt you should have done. And standing here today, that's not what I'm going to do. I will continue to work hard, listening to every person who has an opinion. My information, my email address, and my phone number is there, as they have always been, that if you had a question as to what I was going to do from day one, the phone could have been picked up or emailed me and asked me what I was going to do, and I would have been happy to have that conversation. But opposed to that, there were a lot of innuendos and assumptions of what I was going to do. And with that, I'll finish my comments and we'll move forward with the vote.
Thank you, Mr. Webb.